Coming up, the countdown has begun. Join us as we break down the teasers for Avengers Doomsday. Stay tuned. Welcome to the Morgue, where we dissect the latest and greatest in the world of entertainment. I am your host, Arturo Padilla, and with me always is Mr. Nick Valdez. Before we get started, do not forget to subscribe, hit the thumbs up, and hit that bell. That way you know when these videos drop. Tex, how you doing today, buddy?
Oh man, howdy everybody, howdy Arturo. We've Avengers Doomsday, man. They Marvel knows what they're doing for man, I guess just setting the table, right? Like we're finally getting our new Marvel movie, a new Avengers movie. When was Endgame? Endgame was like
Man,
2019, 2020. Like
yes,
it's
yes.
it's
Like right
been like
before the
five.
pandemic hit. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, it's been
legit.
like
Yeah.
it's been like 5, 6 years, and we're getting a new Avengers movie, and with this one, they're trying to reset the table basically. Like they tried Phase 5, Phase 4, didn't quite work in their favor. They introduced a bunch of new characters, had a bunch of like end credits teases that didn't go anywhere. A lot of the stuff that we liked. So that's the thing. I will say this: Arturo and I have gone on record about liking a lot of the stuff that's come out.
Yep.
But it's just it was too messy and it was too big. It was too much of it, and they didn't follow up on it enough, right? Like, you got end credits for Shang-Chi, and those characters never came back, and Shang-Chi himself never came back until Avengers Doomsday. So now we're finally getting it with Avatar of Fire and Ash. Go see that one, by the way. Please check out our review of that.
Awesome
But
movie.
yeah, over the course of its theatrical run, they've been debuting a new Avengers Doomsday teaser with each week. And it's funny because they started out with the weakest one, I think, with the
Yeah,
opening week
absolutely.
of just like Chris Evans is going to return, and you see him and you're like, okay, it says Steve Rogers will return, and his whole thing is he's got a baby now, and that was supposed to be like the big thing, and
The reveal. But
yeah,
like
and
whatever.
crickets, right? Yeah, like I
So
remember,
underwhelming because going in to Avatar, right? The buzz
yeah,
was, hey, there's gonna be 4 different trailers for Avengers Doomsday attached to this thing. The
right,
majority of us, I believe, just got the Captain America one. And like Tech said, crickets. Super underwhelming because that's not what we've been waiting for. We haven't seen we've honestly, we've been waiting for Doctor Doom to show up on screen or Robert Downey Jr. We don't like we understand what happened with Steve Rogers and all that other stuff, but this one was very disappointing to see. And then I looked online that day to see what else was there, and I couldn't really find anything. So I was very curious to see what other things they had attached. And we finally got a chance to see all of them. And I think my favorite one, Tex, has to be the X-Men one. It's you see Patrick Stewart, you see Sir Ian McKellen and Sir Patrick Stewart, I should say, both knighted, and they're in this very last stage of their lives. They're just old, in this broken down mansion, right? And
right,
then you
right.
get this very awesome clip of Cyclops, just like the comic. Like I
Yeah,
grew
in the
up
full
like
suit
obsessed
at
with this
last.
image, dude. Obsessed with
James
this
James
image.
James Marsden is back as Cyclops, which is one of the things they confirmed. He's in the full X-Men 97 outfit, and it's like, yo,
Good for you.
finally, right? It's one of
Good
those
for
things where it's
you.
like, finally, and good for you. And this is post Deadpool Wolverine, so we've
Mhm.
gotten to see Hugh Jackman in the Wolverine suit, and that was already cool. But there's something different about Cyclops, right? It's like, because Marsden, we've only gotten him in those first 3 X-Men movies. And
Yeah.
technically, only 2 of them count because he died
He
like
died
10
in part
minutes into
2.
part 3,
Oh, yeah,
right?
part
So,
3, yeah.
like, and so, and then we got Jackman as Wolverine for like 20,000 movies after that. So, like, seeing him
Yeah,
here as like the big crowning moment of that teaser, this is the one where they were like, okay, here you go.
yeah. Just going back to that Cyclops and Wolvie talk real quick, like, it is definitely the fault of Marvel and their writing, the way they kind of established these characters to begin with, and this is why
Right.
Marsden got no respect because Hugh Jackman just outshined him because of the role he had in the first X-Men movie back in '99, and Marsden has been playing second fiddle to Hugh Jackman and Wolverine ever since. So I am very glad that we actually have Marsden back here in the original blue and yellow suit with the iconic comic book image that you see here in front of you if you guys are watching on YouTube, man. And remember, folks, Cyclops is the leader of the X-Men. And
and people might forget that, like Arturo said, because the Fox movies were built in a way where it was very Wolverine focused, and Wolverine was the main star of everything. But yes, Cyclops is the leader, and as you see in that teaser, there are like Sentinels walking around, and they look like comic book Sentinels, and not like the Fox movie Sentinels, which were like, they were all right, but no, this is legit, and I think this is what people have wanted for a very long time. And the thing was with these teasers is that they were confirmed that they'd be getting one a week each with each Avatar week, and the second one was Thor based. It was confirmed that Thor and his daughter Love would be coming back in this new one. And as the end of Thor Love and Thunder, bad movie, by the way, I was not a fan. Arturo and I, we've gone on record as like, that wasn't it. But
what a waste of Christian Bale, right? Like, honestly, what a waste of Christian Bale, because he was good. He was good, but just the whole movie overall was just so mediocre that it just kind of put down that awesome performance of Bale. And I think this is going to be special, especially because Hemsworth wants redemption. He knows Love and Thunder was not good and was not received well. And to have that, the last adventure of Thor, no. Not here. Not for
that's
Hemsworth.
Exactly what he is. Like, he's coming back for, maybe this is the last one. And that'd be good for Chris Evans too. That way we can finally be like, okay, for whatever lingering people that wanted to see him again can finally just get on with it. Because we have a new Cap. We have Sam Wilson. And it's funny, we haven't seen him in all these teasers either, which is very interesting, right? Because we got the X-Men teaser, we got the Thor teaser, and the final one, which just released this past week as of the time of this recording, was Wakanda. You have Shuri as Black Panther. She's got like her suit looks different this time. You have King M'Baku coming back. You have Namor, who's also in it, in like a cool new suit, new look. I'm curious as to how this is going to work, because it's like, they're in like this desert area. So I'm curious to see where that's going. He doesn't have his piercings, which is kind of a bummer to me, because that was one of the cool,
right? That was his look,
Yeah, that was the cool like Aztecan like part of his look that like made it so cool in Wakanda Forever. But the big reveal is that King M'Baku is like, I'm meeting somebody, and it turns out to be Ben Grimm from the Fantastic Four. So honestly, like the biggest tease out of all these, even with X-Men for me, because it's like, the actual crucial tease that we got leading into Doomsday was the end credits of Thunderbolts, was the Fantastic Four ship coming into the main universe. So it's like, and at the end of Fantastic Four, that end credit scene was Doctor Doom and, Franklin. So it's like, okay, what's going on? Why are the Fantastic Four here? Did Doom chase them out of their universe? Did Doom destroy their universe? What is going on here? I'm so curious. There's like a theory, Arturo, that like, because all these teasers are about kids or people who should have kids, like with Cyclops, he should have a son, right? People are saying that Doom, it's real Vecna Stranger Things of like Doom going around the multiverse taking powered up kids to like do whatever he's gonna do, right? Because he's after Franklin in Fantastic Four. He's the idea is like, oh, Steve Rogers is a baby, maybe he's gonna take the baby, and Thor, he's got that superpowered daughter of his, that god powered daughter. And then we have Franklin, and with the X-Men, people are saying, oh, maybe it's his son that he might have had in this version of the ship.
Definitely is a theory. I don't know, man. All these teasers feel so far apart from each other.
That's the other part
different,
too, right?
They're all shot in different locations and different lighting, different situations. So you don't really know where these things are gonna pop up throughout the movie. That's my thing with these 4 teasers, because like we have no clue, no idea how they're all gonna just connect.
And
And
are
this is
they in the
why,
movie?
yes,
Like,
and
that's the other thing
are they
too,
even
right?
in the movie? Yeah. So I am hoping we get some kind of full teaser trailer by the big game next month.
Yeah.
Because that's where usually people want to showcase stuff. So I need a little more clarity here, especially after, like you mentioned, Tex, we get Doctor Doom at the end of Fantastic Four, and we get to see Franklin at the end there. We wanted a little more, especially at the especially in those post credits too. We would have at least cared to see Robert Downey Jr. face, at least turn to the camera, but we didn't get that at all. And I have my concerns. I have to be honest with you, Tex. Marvel hasn't been it for a while.
Yeah, like, and there's all sorts of concerns about like this movie's release date because it's releasing later this December, which was another whole thing altogether. Because like, when has December become like the biggest movie
I
release of
don't
the
know,
year,
dude.
right?
I was prepping a peek under the sheets here in the morgue. I was prepping our schedule for the year. And then I was like, where's Doomsday in the summertime? It's not here. And then I was like, why is it in December? I was like,
Yeah,
oh my God, it's the perfect place to put it in the summer. And Marvel has never really released anything in December before,
yeah,
besides
it's
Spider-Man No Way Home, right?
yeah, and it's so weird because it's like, it's coming to December. It's supposed to come out on the same weekend as Doom 3. So it's like, okay, one of those is going to move because it's like, yo, the IMAX is not going to let both those big movies in at the same time,
Exactly.
right?
It's not
And
possible. It's not
it,
possible.
it, it's just not possible. And especially like if you were a theater company and you're like, yo, you want me to have two of my biggest movies in the same weekend? No, thank you, right? Like, no, like, and there are so many things about that. And part of that concern is like, yo, is Marvel even done with this movie? Like, they're still making it. And it's like, yo, like, do they know where it's going? Right. And that's part of the thing too, because like Arturo said, Marvel hasn't been it lately. And we've seen more and more problems throughout these last few years with each new
Yep.
project. And it's like, yo, do you know what you're doing with Doomsday? And as cool as the X-Men are, it's like, yo, like this is the fifth time that we're going to see a different version of
Mm-hmm.
them, of the classic characters, especially after Deadpool Wolverine. And you're like, okay, are they the Fox universe version of X-Men? Is this like a different universe where they just happen to look the same, but a little more comic booky, right? Like, is this maybe like a live action version of X-Men 97 kind of that
Will
they're
they
going for?
will they maybe take a cue from Flash? You remember when Flash saw all the different Supermen and their universes and
Right,
stuff like
right,
that? That could be a way to kind of do stuff without really interfering with the major, core storyline, since they're all in
right.
different universes. But again, it's like I said earlier, I have no clue what to expect from this movie. I know nothing about this version of Doctor Doom. The Doctor Doom I'm familiar with is the Fantastic Four one, Victor Von Doom, with the
Mm-hmm.
who goes with them in space and all that stuff. Like this other one is completely out of my knowledge. So I'm very excited and also very concerned as to where this is going to go.
Yeah,
Because as we mentioned on the morgue before, James Gunn and DC Studios are back, baby, and they're
yeah.
doing things the right way. They are not giving you a post-credit scene to something that's not going to happen. This is why in Superman you got some nonsense post credits. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But
they're
it's so
fun,
smart to
right?
do that. It's so smart to do that because then you don't bait the fans like Marvel has been doing for the last 5 years. You know what I mean? As Tex mentioned, they introduced a bunch of characters during the pandemic and after the pandemic. We got Hawkgirl, we got Miss Marvel, right? We got all those characters from the TV shows that we thought were gonna come together and form this street level of Avengers, but
I
that
mean,
seems to have gone oof,
yeah,
gone.
like She-Hulk, all the
Yeah.
kids that they've been
Mhm.
introducing, right? Like your younger Hawkeye, your younger yeah, your Miss Marvel is your younger Ant-Man stand-in. It's like,
Mhm.
yo, like those younger characters aren't young anymore. So it's like by the time they come back, like Hawkeye, she's a mom, like she's gonna have her kid. And
She's
it's
pregnant,
like,
right?
oh, yeah. It's like the actress is pregnant, and it's like, yo, you
Yeah.
can't bring her into a new project and as like these are the younger Avengers
Yeah.
crew. No,
No, that's
she's
not
about
happening anymore.
yeah,
She's done.
it's not
She's married to the NFL MVP right now. She
yeah,
has other priorities after Sinners,
yeah.
especially.
But yeah, like ultimately, it's like there are so many things up in the air still, right?
Yeah.
Like heading into Doomsday, that's like they're obviously not going to reference everything. They're not going to catch all everything. I think this is just going to be the Russo brothers kind of flipping the table and just being like, "All right, we got to catch whatever we can after this and worry about it later," right? And I think this is just the vibe I'm getting, especially like yeah, Wakanda Forever mixing with Fantastic Four. Cool
Yeah.
idea already. I think like the teaser, I think that's why I'm like, yeah, that's a cool
Yeah,
teaser, but it's
that
like,
was fun. That was fun. But Tex, are the Russo brothers really the break glass in case of emergency? Are they really like that team? The stuff they put out on Netflix has not been good, right?
yeah,
I,
they're
for one, didn't
out of
even watch
Marvel.
State. You know what I mean?
Yeah, their out of Marvel career has been terrible, right? So it's
Yeah,
like, yo,
they haven't
like
had a
it,
success outside of the big machine. So I
yeah,
have concerns about that because what makes them so qualified, you know what I mean? To just
yeah,
hop back into it after, over 5 years and deliver a successful product with a slew, a slew of characters. I can't even begin to count how many characters, but it's what? You got Guardians involved. You got
yeah. I
dude,
mean,
Guardians, you got all
that's even the thing too. Like in
everyone.
terms of who've been confirmed for this movie, there are like 50 actors who've been confirmed,
Yes.
right? And this
Yes.
is before even the Chris Evans reveal. That's why he started with that teaser because it's like it was supposed to be the big one, right? Like
Yeah,
of
because we didn't know
oh
if
we
Evans was coming back as or not
yeah,
as any kind of character.
and that's exactly right, Arturo, where it's like, yo, we have all these confirmed people, but then all the unknowns, like you're saying, the Guardians, any of the young characters, we got She-Hulk, who has disappeared. Maybe, oh, what about Daredevil? Daredevil's like doing stuff now. Is
Yeah, we're getting
Spider-Man
a
gonna
season
show?
2 in March, right? So
Yes. And is Spider-Man gonna show up? Because you can't do an Avengers without Spider-Man, not anymore, right? Like you can't. Like, and are they gonna juggle it? Are these teasers in the
telling you,
movies
man, we
themselves?
need
Like,
clarity.
are
We need clarity, Tex.
yeah, this is just
Because
I
that is
think
a great point you just made. Like, is this footage that we have all seen on YouTube? Is this
yeah.
actually gonna be in the movie, or this is just them saying, "Hey, look, this is what we got right now."
Is it like a proof of concept, right? Because you're like,
Yeah.
yo, you have all this X-Men stuff, like the destroyed mansion, the Professor X talking, and you have Magneto giving this whole who are you gonna be when you die kind of speech, right? But then it's like, is that in the movie? Is that their only scene in the movie? Right? Like, are they going to be an example of a world that is destroyed by Doctor Doom? Is that even their point in this? Like,
Yeah.
are they in the Marvel? Like, there's just so many things that
A lot of
are
questions for sure.
a
Like,
lot of
this was like
questions.
because even that scene of X-Men does remind you of Days of Future Past a little bit and
Right.
how they were in the future wearing still their, black leather X-Men getup and stuff like that with Magneto in tow. So you bring up a fantastic question, Tex, like where are we working here? What universe is this?
Yeah,
And
and
we
even
have
then,
no clue.
how many times is the X-Men going to die or two? Like, how many times do
I
we
don't
have
know.
to see
Professor X died at least what, like
it?
twice, three times
Yeah, it
already,
was
right?
yes, one in Last Stand, right? And one in Doctor
And Logan.
Strange, and one in Logan. So that's three. And I want to say somewhere else too. I do want to say it was like maybe a fourth. Maybe I'm just putting him here as like
He's
this
been
is a
dying
fourth
so
one.
much. He probably has a fourth somewhere. But you're absolutely right. Like this is the third or fourth iteration of Patrick Stewart playing Charles Xavier in a very late stage of his life.
Yeah,
What is this going to transpire to? What will this lead to? This is why these are just teasers, right?
yeah,
We
and
don't
that's the
know
thing.
anything.
Like, is are I guess the response they want out of us is what they're getting now is us going, what is going on? But I think they were hoping for a less negative version of that, right? Like looking at these teasers, right? You're like, I bet Marvel was like editing them down and they're looking at them going, yeah, this is gonna get the fan theories really rolling. Because that's their marketing machine, right? It's like
Yeah.
getting us to question, getting us to talk about them, being like, oh, what can happen? But instead, we're like, well, what can happen? Yeah, like we're like, yo, what are you even doing, right?
Yeah,
And
but they dug their own grave with that, honestly. Look,
they
that's
really did.
their own fault because of all the nonsense they put out after Endgame and their stance on trying to rejuvenate themselves into the power during Phase 4 with Jonathan Majors and Kang and all that nonsense that went by the wayside. And like Marvel needs to prove themselves once again. And I think this is the
Yeah,
time that they do it. But then it could be a complete mess. The amount of just people involved in this movie alone. How long is this movie going to be? What's the
yeah,
story going to take? How long are these ancillary characters actually going to last in the movie? Are they just there for a couple minutes until their demise, right? We don't know.
yeah. And who gets to share what scenes, right? Like whose movie is it? Like who is going to be like the main character? I think I don't know. Like maybe the best way forward is to do what they did with Thanos and just kind of let Robert Downey Jr. be the lead of the movie again.
Yeah,
And
that's
like,
it.
but instead it's like, oh, it's a twisted version of him, and we see
Yeah.
Doom doing all this stuff. But even then, are we gonna get enough Doom in this? Right? We haven't gotten any Doom teasers, no like confirmed first looks at what he looks like. Fantastic Four could even show us like the full Doom look, right? Like we and it's there's just so much that we don't know going in. Like, as much as I'm sitting here going, yeah, I like seeing Namor again and getting him confirmed in this. It's like, yeah, and I like seeing Ben Grimm, but it's like, yo, how long are they in this movie? What are they doing in it? How important are they going to be? Who's going to make it to Secret Wars? Will I care who makes it? Will I care
Right.
about
Secret
Marvel
Wars is
after this?
afterwards. That's
Yeah, like
crazy.
there's just
Dude,
so much, dude. Like it's
they
almost too
have
big, right?
a very daunting task ahead of them. I completely forgot about Secret Wars, which is next year, I think,
Yeah, which is the
right?
multiverse one, which is like, yeah,
Like,
like they're
oh
doing,
my god, dude.
and that, and Secret Wars is both versions of Secret Wars. Just capping this little talk off, like both versions of Secret Wars are some of like the biggest events in Marvel Comics, right? Like Secret Wars in that original one was the first appearance of the Black Suit Spider-Man. You
Mhm.
had characters like the Beyonder. You had a whole multiversal deadly tournament kind of thing. And in the newer one, which this one seems to be inspired by, you had a version of Doom who got God power. And like it was God Doom, and God Doom formed his own version of the universe he wanted. And then there was a different version of the Beyonder. And that's where you got Miles Morales introduced into the main Marvel universe and stuff like that. So it's like, what is this new movie going to do? What is it like? Is it going to fix Marvel? And kind of like, that's the thing. Like, I guess my final question to you, Arturo, and this is the posing the question to our audience here. It's like, can they save themselves with this? Like, can they, because it's not 2019 anymore. We're not going into Endgame and being like, oh, I can't wait to see how it ends. It's more just like, I like, I'm so curious as to whether or not they can save themselves, because they're in a very deep trench. Like, yes, still going to make millions and billions of dollars at the box office, but like, if the crickets after that Steve Rogers trailer tells you anything in Avatar, it's like, no, the general audience is really like, we're moving on. Like, people
Yeah.
are moving on. Like, you don't have kids excited about it anymore, because the kids who were excited about Marvel are now adults, like, who are moving on to other things. And the kids now, they have to watch, like, they're starting at like part 10 of of a multiversal thing. So I don't know, Arturo. I don't know. I'm just, man.
Yeah, again, it's like I said, it's a very daunting task, but it's one that I think Marvel is up for. They want to prove a lot of people wrong in this one for sure. They have to win us back. They have to win
Yeah,
their audience back. They have to win the box office back. They've been gone from the game for a long time, and they had to break that glass, pay Robert Downey Jr. a buttload of money.
what did they
Um,
pay him? Like, it was something wild, right? Like, was
like
it like 100?
150 million or some shit like that, dude. It was
Yeah,
like
like,
a very big amount of money, but this is this means that Robert Downey Jr. probably is going to be the protagonist here, right? Because
I
you're paying
mean,
him that much money. He needs to have the screen time. Um,
yeah,
the
if
other
that movie's
characters, yeah, the other characters I think are just going to have to eat it and have like one line or two and then bite it. You know what I mean? I don't know what's going to happen, but Downey Jr. got paid a buttload of money to play Doctor Doom in Avengers Doomsday, and we have 11 months to find out what happens.
yeah, if that movie's 3 hours, he needs to be in 2 hours and 59 minutes of it, right? Like it's like no, he
Yes.
literally needs to be in that movie. Get their money's worth.
1000%. Folks, let us know down in the comments what you think about Avengers Doomsday teasers and where this is all gonna go. And thank you once again for listening. This has been The Morgue, where we dissect the latest and greatest in the world of entertainment. A big shout out goes to Delvirus for all the artwork you've seen in front of you throughout years. And a big shout out goes to you guys for listening. Once again, I am your host, Arturo Padilla. With me always is Mr. Nick Valdez. And always remember, it is a scary world out there, but we are here to walk you through it.